Right, I've come on YouTube tonight to let off a little bit of steam, and there's no surprises guessing. It's about the huge sell-off and just all the emotion this has caused. Surprisingly, in the physical market, the majority of people I talk to and people I watch are silver bills, gold and silver bills. They all swear by buying physical, but as soon as this sell off happens, there's all this emotion and negative energy. I watched a few videos over the last, obviously over the weekend, and I was just like amazed that everyone's energy was just zapped and gone, and I was like, wait a minute, you know what you must have been getting into when you first bought precious metals. I've only been buying precious metals physically for about just about a year now, I think, but maybe 8 months to a year, I think, uh, maybe a bit longer. And I own silver. I bought silver in about when it was in about 45 and between 45 and 50. And then it obviously had the massive sale off. It tanked, went from 50 to 30. And I was a little bit nervous then because I was kind of new into the game. But when I obviously did more research and all that, it didn't bother me. And the minute it went back up to whatever price it did go up to near 50, it didn't bother me. I was actually quite uh, annoyed. I was wanting it to go down so I could buy more. And a lot of people on this whole YouTube thing and precious metals holders, they're always going on about they wish it, I don't know, some people want it to drop, but a lot of people are all celebrating when it gets so high. But if you can imagine tomorrow, if silver went to $200 an ounce or £200 an ounce, whatever, if it happened tomorrow, how would you feel? I'd be pretty damn gutted that I don't have a bit more. So uh, the fundamentals are still there. Nothing's changed. They're gonna in the long run. They're gonna print money. Everyone's jumping to the US dollar. The US dollar, the safe haven, and 30-year treasuries at 3% interest. That's the safe haven. That's all the investors are worried about. And basically, the only people that should be worried about this whole sell off are paper traders that didn't have stops. They're the only ones that have been burned. If you own physical silver, you can still sell your physical silver for whatever price. It was maybe 35, whatever. That's British pounds. Like if I look on eBay now, you see, no one's giving up their physical for £20 an ounce or $20 or whatever it's at. No one's selling their silver that low. Is it 30 $29? Sorry. No one's or pounds. People are still selling their physical for between the £35 mark and £40 mark. So uh, if you hold physical, it doesn't matter. And like I said, if silver was to go to £200 an ounce or $300 or $1,000 an ounce or whatever people think it can go to infinity, if that was to happen tomorrow, I'd be obviously, yeah, I can make a little bit of money, but I'll be sad because no matter what price silver goes to, I'm always going to think I wish I bought more. I know for a fact when silver goes to whatever price it's at, I'll be saying I wish I had more. So having said that, I'll bring up another point. I remember one of our fellow YouTubers, Stellar Concepts, he did quite an interesting survey, and I think he's got quite a big audience, so the survey he did was quite interesting. And I can't remember exact numbers, but it was like how many ounces do you own, and if you it was like A, B, C, D. If you own between 1 and 20 ounces, if you own between 100 and 200 ounces, B. But the vast majority of people actually own less than 200 ounces. What she was surprised by, and what I was surprised by, because I think my first silver purchase is more than 200 ounces. I think my first purchase of silver, when I done my research, read a few books, and spent a lot of time watching nearly like everybody else, like nearly every video on YouTube. I was literally all in. I was literally all in. I was like, okay, I understand. I see where this is going. I've looked at I studied monetary history. Obviously, being the British pound is a little bit easier to speak to some older people, a lot older people, about what happened when, if they can remember, if their grandparents can remember when it happened when Britain was on the gold standard and things like that. And I got some feedback from some people at work when they're talking to the granddads or whatever. I completely see what's going on, the value of currency, fiat money, what's going on. So I was literally all in. I got my money out of the bank. I'd invested in stocks and shares and lost money like the majority of people. I own property. I've lost equity, but in the day I'm still getting cash flow from them properties, so it doesn't bother me too much. So I was literally all in, and I think my first silver purchase, according to Stellar Concepts, I owned more than, I don't know, 60% or 70% of YouTubers. The majority of YouTubers actually owned less than 200 ounces of silver. Well, according to Stellar Concepts' survey, I think, I might be wrong, but I was quite surprised at the number of people that owned very little physical silver. And I think he's got quite a good audience to kind of base that on. Obviously, it's not gospel, but he does have a wide audience to base that on. So, having obviously done my research and seen what happened in the weekend, I went out and bought more. There's my order. There you go. I bought some maples, about 80 ounces. I don't mean to like show off here or anything, but 2,000 British pounds. What's that'll do the currency converter now? There you go. That's what it is in dollars. About just under 3.5, well, $3,200. And I don't mean to brag or anything like that about money. Also, I don't know. I'm not the richest person in the world, or whatever, and I don't really show off. But everyone's crying and all that. I went out and bought more because for me the fundamentals has not changed, and to prove that, that's the and there's the email. Thank you for your order. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I also don't show my bank details or whatever, but I went out and bought more. The fundamentals have not changed, and a lot's been happening. Like everything like that, a lot of things that I think is going to be happening in the world, I've spoke about, and I'm on Twitter. If you want to find out my Twitter address, you can hit me on Twitter. But well, my Twitter's on my. If you go to look in my channel, you see my Twitter, and I'm always tweeting about things. And we just, I done a bit of research and was talking about. I think in America, call it Social Security. People are on welfare. In Britain, for the first time, they call it the Job Centre. They've been handing out coupons for. They've been handing people that are unemployed to food charities, food banks, to get food for the first time in the the history in Britain. Now the people that are been employed for X amount of months or whatever, instead of getting money, they've been sending them to, well, some people have been sending them to food banks. And this has happened this week. I was talking about it last week on my Twitter, and it was in the mainstream media today for the first time. In fact, I may as well quickly show you. I'll show you, yep. Breadline Scotland. Thousands of families to be given food handouts because they can no longer make ends meet. So basically, it was a big thing in Scotland. It was in the front page of the paper in Scotland called the Daily Record about the job centre. Here we go quickly. Thousands of Scots are to get food handouts because they can no longer make ends meet. Job centres have been told to send desperate families to charity food banks. Benefit cuts, unemployment and rising living costs means an increasing number of Scots can't afford to put food on their tables, and so on and so on and so on. So I've been talking about this. I was talking about this last week, in fact, about this whole food handouts, and today in the mainstream media, who are always late to the party, are now talking about the handouts, the food handouts, and it's everything that I say, well, that we know is going to happen is happening, but it's going to be slow, and there's obviously going to be drawbacks in the precious metals market, and there's also other things you can invest in. There's agriculture, there's food, there's corn, you can trade in and make money, but the easiest thing for me to do is just buy and hold gold and silver instead of getting back into shares and buying commodity, agriculture and things like that in the stock market. I'll just buy physical gold and silver and hold that. And talking about the mainstream media being slow to react, as usual, being late to the party, there's a thing on Zero Hedge, which is amazing. It was about a thing on the BBC about a trader speaking, and the fact that this was actually even aired, it was on Zero Hedge, you probably already seen it. It was amazing to me because usually anything like this that's on the BBC will get cut out straight away, so we'll watch this clip if you've missed it.
It's going to crash and it's going to fall pretty hard because markets are ruled right now by fear. Investors and the big money, the smart money, I'm talking about the big funds, the hedge funds, the institutions, they don't buy this rescue plan. They basically, they know the market is toast. They know the stock market is finished. The euro, as far as they're concerned, they don't really care. They're moving their money away to safer assets like treasury bonds, 30-year bonds, and the US dollar. So it's not going to work.
We keep hearing that whatever the politicians are suggesting, and admittedly it's all been rather woolly so far, isn't right. Can you pin down exactly what would keep investors happy, make them feel more confident?
That's a tough one. Personally, it doesn't matter. That's it. See, I'm a trader. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I go with what if I see an opportunity to make money, I go with that. So for most traders, it's not about we don't really care that much how they're going to fix the economy, how they're going to fix the whole situation. Our job is to make money from it. And personally, I've been dreaming of this moment for 3 years. I have a confession, which is I go to bed every night. I dream of another recession. I dream of another moment like this. Why? Because people don't seem to maybe remember, but the 30s depression, the depression in the 30s, wasn't just about a market crash. There were some people who were prepared to make money from that crash. And I think anybody can do that. It isn't just for some people in the elite. Anybody can actually make money. It's an opportunity. When the market crashes, when the euro and the big stock markets crash, if you know what to do, if you have the right plan to set up, you can make a lot of money from this. For example, hedging strategies is one. Then investing in bonds, treasury bonds, that sort of stuff.
If you could see the people around me, jaws have collectively dropped at what you've just said. I mean, we appreciate your candour, however, it doesn't help the rest of us, does it, or the rest of the Eurozone?
I would say this, listen, I would say this to everybody who's watching this. This economic crisis is like a cancer. If you just wait and wait thinking this is going to go away, just like a cancer, it's going to grow and it's going to be too late. What I would say to everybody is get prepared. This is not a time right now to Wishful thinking, the government is going to sort things out. The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world. Goldman Sachs does not care about this rescue package, neither does the big funds. So actually, what I would actually tell people, I want to help people. People can make money from this. It isn't just traders. What they need to do is learn about how to make money from a downward market. The first thing people should do is protect their assets, protect what they have. Because in less than 12 months, my prediction is the savings of millions of people is going to vanish. And this is just the beginning. So I would say be prepared and act now. The biggest risk people can take right now is not acting.
Alessio Rastani, thank you very much for talking to us.
Do you dream about the economy at night?
I try not to.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
So, the fact that was actually even that guy who's led to give his name's Alessio Rastani. I've actually just added him on Twitter, and he gives good tweets. Obviously, he doesn't mention good gold and silver there, but if you follow his tweets, he's talking about he's a trader and he's talking about hedging gold and silver, and he says he expects a bottom around about the 1500 mark, and then expects gold to rally. Then he'll be long with his words. And I watched a video that he put on Twitter. He's shot on gold up, and he's thinking it's going to fall to 15 something. I can't remember what he says. And then he's long, was his words, gold. So for me, the fact that was actually even allowed to be him to have his full speech on the BBC was amazing. I've never seen anything like that on the BBC especially. And you seen the reporters, they didn't have a clue. I think the woman said everyone's standing with their mouths open, like, why? But we know it's going to get a lot worse, and obviously these people don't have a clue. As I said, they rely on the government to help them. But for people that are panicking about the whole gold silver sell off, just chill. It's like the guy I live with, I've educated him on the gold and silver, and he's probably got about 100 ounces, so he's probably got more than a lot of people on YouTube, even though he does no research, which is stupid. And he so happened to come in, and I came in from work, and I had CNBC on, and I left it on and went to my room, and then he came in from work, and I came down where he'd been watching television. Oops, sorry. He'd been watching CNBC, and he was like, I'm getting rid of all my silver. I'm getting rid of all my silver. I'm getting rid of it. I want rid of all my silver. Fuck silver and all that. I want rid of it. And I was just like, obviously you've watched CNBC because every time gold and silver goes down, CNBC have a party. Like, I told you it's in a bubble, blah, blah, blah. So I just basically had to, like, so I even said, without even saying to him, like, you've also been watching CNBC. They've obviously hammered gold and silver and laughing at it and all that, and they're all happy as ever. Now he was like, I want to get rid of my gold and silver, and I was like, okay, because I think he bought quite a lot of his silver, maybe around about the $40 mark, $41 or something. So I said, I guarantee when it goes back up to there, I'll offer to buy it off you and you won't sell it. I said, I know for a fact you will not sell it, so stop crying. And hopefully, if in the next couple of weeks silver stays low and I can buy some more, because nothing's changed. They're going to print money. This correction's a blessing, and I think it will stay low for a little while yet. But what does anybody know? But I will say to everyone, just relax, stop panicking. Take take with a pinch of salt what everyone says on YouTube, myself included, and nothing's changed. I don't like to give advice, do whatever, but do whatever you want. But my advice would be it's a good buying opportunity. I know a lot of people actually expect silver to go lower. Like I watch these guys like Jim Rogers. I watched Jim Rogers today, and he was saying, "Yep, I don't want to buy silver yet, but if it goes lower, I'll buy more." End of the day, if I was Jim Rogers, I'd be saying the same, because I bet he's got tons of his stuff. I bet all these big guys that say I'll buy more soon and all that. I won't buy yet. They have got so much gold and silver, it's a joke. They have got shit tons of silver and shit tons of gold. So if I was them, I'd be waiting. Even though it's dropped this much, I'd still be waiting because I'd be in no rush. I'll be putting my money in. If I was like one of them professionals, I'll be putting my money in other things because they've been in the game 40 years. So, but what I would say to you, if you've got some money lying about, buy it, buy some, just buy and hold, buy and hold, and one day if you got a shit ton of silver or whatever, and then you can sit and hold cash for a little bit. But what I'd say to people, the majority of YouTubers are apparently, judging by Stellar Concepts survey, that the majority of you actually own less than 200 ounces. I just keep buying it. Just even if it goes up to 40, just buy it and hold. Buy it and hold. So that's me. That's my ramble for the night. All I can say is chill. Peace.